Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about why big changes are on the horizon for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this upcoming offseason, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. So as I said, Jason Licht and Todd Bowles gave a lot of quotes at the 2025 NFL Combine, and there's a lot in terms of what they are looking for in terms of defensive help, right? So we're going to dive into some of these quotes right now, starting off with Jason Licht. So when Jason Licht was asked on what areas of the team he'd like to improve on, he said this: I don't think it's a secret that we need to get some help in a lot of areas, particularly defense. It's not as easy as some people might think. The answer isn't always just throwing a lot of money at positions. Okay, I do agree with that. You got to be smart about it, because as happy as we are with the offense, we also want to continue to enhance there too. We need some help in a lot of areas, which in some ways is exciting for me because we could go any which way in the draft and it will help our team, or it would help our team. But look, for Jason Licht to say that strongly, it's not a secret. We need a lot of help, specifically on defense. It's not a very glowing review for the defensive side of the ball. Jason Licht, when asked on weighing college production versus physical attributes in edge rushers, he had this to say: you find that the guys that are very productive in the NFL also, most of the time, had productive college careers too. Not all super productive college edge rushers become productive in the pros, but it is a trait that usually translates for the good ones in the NFL. So that also, to me, kind of tips the hand at like, hey, and he was asked about edge rushers, right? But it does also kind of tip the hand to me at like the Bucs are looking for more immediate help in terms of the pass rush, right? They want guys who have had success, possibly in the pros, in terms of free agency, most recently in college, if you're looking at the NFL draft, right? So edge rusher, I agree, is huge. Let's kind of go now to Todd Bowles. When asked on where he'd like the defense to improve in 2025, Todd Bowles said this: we've got to do a lot of things. That's a strong start. I'm very disappointed in the way we went after balls this year. We didn't get our hands on enough balls and get a lot of turnovers. I agree with that 100%. I've mentioned it before. The Buccaneers had the lowest amount of interceptions in team history this past season on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think we rushed the quarterbacks as well on the outside on the edge. Another nod to edge rushers, by the way. There was a quote about Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. We may have already talked about that in a video. If not, there's a video coming out about JTS. So the point being is that the edge rushers aren't very good. We've got to get better at a few things, and we missed too many tackles. That's on secondary, edge rushers, and inside linebackers as well. Todd Bowles on what position groups stand out to him in this draft class entering the NFL Combine. Todd Bowles said, for me, I'll be very interested in looking at a lot of guys on defense. Obviously, the edge rushers, the cornerbacks, and the inside linebackers for me. Didn't mention defensive line, which is very interesting to me. The three positions that he mentioned, the three position groups, are all position groups that everybody thinks the Buccaneers should improve on. Defensive line, Todd Bowles seems pretty happy with, in terms of Vita Vea, Kalijah Kancey, and Logan Hall now being in that mix as well. Which I'll be looking at. And then Bowles finished the quote with saying, I'll be interested in the wide receivers as well. Okay, I'll be really interested in the wide receivers as well, is what Todd Bowles finished the quote with. Todd Bowles on how he plans to get the team to be more efficient in the pass rush. Bowles said, we have to do a better job rushing four. I agree with that. We can get pass rush with pressure, but you don't want to pressure all the time. I think we have to do a better job with four. That's something that a lot of us, myself, Evan Wanish, all of you guys in the comments section have been screaming for, right? Improve your pass rush. They didn't do it this past offseason in terms of getting a marquee name. I really am getting the vibe that the Bucs are really going to go and make a big effort to improve their pass rush this offseason, right? And probably inside linebacker and possibly cornerback as well. Bowles and Jason Licht have both said that they want to improve on a lot of areas on that defensive side of the ball. So, Todd Bowles on if the Eagles' successful pass rush reaffirms that the Buccaneers need to be stronger at it. Bowles said it doesn't reaffirm it. We've been talking about it all year. We can cover guys, but when we don't get there, sometimes it's a problem, and sometimes the quarterback got out of the pocket, and we did get there and the ball was out. I'm not saying it was all the time, but we just want to be able to do both. I agree. So it does seem like big changes are on the horizon, specifically for especially edge rusher, right? That's a given, okay? That is a given. But for inside linebacker to be mentioned in there, another position group that needs some significant help in my opinion, and cornerback to be mentioned in there as well. The possibilities open up, right? In terms of what is this team going to do on those groups? Are they going to bring in a big time edge rusher, a Trey Hendrickson, a Josh Sweat, something along those lines? Jason Light did say you have to be smart in terms of how you approach these types of things, but it does seem like, based on what Jason Light and Todd Bowles are saying, it's like, hey, no, we need to improve this pass rush. We need to, right? And you didn't hear anything about current guys mentioned, right? Levante David, Zon McCollum, Yaya Diaby, Chris Braswell, right? Like, it was a lot of these quotes were focusing on, no, our pass rush needs to improve. Inside linebackers need to improve, particularly on defense. We have a lot of areas that need help. So, like, I think the possibilities, I wouldn't say are endless, right? But there are a lot of possibilities, and I think the Bucs are going to take some swings at improving this defense, especially edge rush, especially that edge rush and that pass rush as a whole. I think that you can see, I wouldn't necessarily say wide sweeping changes, but I think you can see a significant change or two, not just at edge rusher, but at inside linebacker as well. I'm talking different starters, guys. I'm talking like maybe 1 or 2 new starters at edge rusher, 1 or 2 new starters at inside linebacker if Levante David doesn't come back, and 1 or 2 new starters at cornerback as well, if not some significant depth additions. So these are some good quotes to see, in my opinion, because it shows that, yeah, the Bucs are really going to work on improving some of these areas of the defense. They recognize that these are deficiencies on this defense that they need to address, and that's great, because I know a lot of us have been clamoring and begging and pounding the table saying, please improve these groups on defense. It seems like the Buccaneers understand that just as well, if not better than any of us, and they will be making those changes. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about all of this down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, guys, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.